Yep. It's your boy Dominic Rich back in the house with yet another one, and this is match week 33 of this season's English Premier League, and we also have the FA Cup semi-finals between Chelsea and Crystal Palace and Manchester City facing Liverpool. I have predictions for you. We're here to preview the weekend matches, and we're just here to have some fun and keep the ball rolling with the consistency. You know what I'm saying? So, back on a Thursday night. I'm usually off from work on a Thursday, but my schedule changed. So the clock is like all over the place. You know what I mean? I got my Red Bull on deck. I got some water. And I'm ready to bring in some high energy stuff. We got 6 Premier League games to talk about this weekend. And we got Watford, Brentford. We got Southampton coming up against Arsenal. Tottenham versus Brighton. Man United versus Norwich. Newcastle face Leicester. And West Ham take on Burnley. The teams that won't be involved this weekend are Leeds, Wolves, Aston Villa, and Everton. And I mentioned City, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, and Liverpool would all participate in the FA Cup. Big up to the boy Adnan in the house, man. Adnan is saying, what's up, Dom? Either City's treble or Liverpool's quadruple will go on Saturday. Yep, we'll go on Saturday, or it'll continue. Big up to the boy Ryan, LFC, Michael Olapido, Jordan Hyman, Leg Sweet, everybody in the house right about now, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Guys, without any delay, we are going to get into proceedings. Got a lot to talk about. It won't be a super long show as usual, but we're going to look to get these things done because it's going to be a busy weekend. Next week's going to be busy. And the rest of April, of course, and going into May is going to be super busy, guys. So, yeah, man, let's get it popping and let's talk Premier League and FA Cup. All right, so let's do this. All right, so let's just pull up the fixtures. I have the first game that I want to talk about right here. Let's get the fixtures. We'll talk table and all of that as we go along. So let's not delay anymore. So the first game I want to talk about is Watford versus Brentford. 2 newly promoted teams coming up against each other. We only one Premier League match between them, like ever. Brentford picking up that win. So let's get into proceedings, man. So in terms of the last game for both teams, Watford lost 3-0 to Leeds United, and Brentford picked up a much-needed win against West Ham United in a London derby, 2-0. In terms of their last meeting, guys, these teams have only met each other in one previous Premier League meeting. So we definitely gonna I'm just trying to pull up something else here. Okay, pull up something else in the background, but because just give me 1 second there. Yeah. Where's that game at? All right, yeah. So just want to touch on the game that happened earlier this season, and then we talk about their previous meeting in the championship. So it was 2-1 this season to Brentford, and the last meeting in the championship ended in a 2-0 win for Brentford as well, and the other game was a 1-1 draw. So in their last 3 games, Brentford are unbeaten against Watford. The 2 previous meetings in 2014 and 15, Watford picked up wins in those matches. So I think these teams have only met 5 times overall, and they are 2 wins apiece and a draw. So it'll be the first meeting between Coach Roy Hodgson and Thomas Frank. So it'll be the first time Roy Hodgson is facing Brentford as well. And for Thomas Frank, he has 3 games against Watford. No losses. Absolutely no losses. So, guys, in terms of players to watch here, for Watford, I'm going to go with Ismail Assar, simply because I think Sarr could have done a lot more this season. Hello. You need to go to sleep. Okay, go to sleep. We're doing something here. So, yeah, Ismail Assar, I think he needs to actually step his game up. The last time Watford was in the Premier League, I think he was quite impressive, and he has grown in stature since then. But the performances haven't really been there this season. And for Brentford, they did one of the best pieces of business in the January transfer window, and that's bringing in Christian Eriksen, giving him a lifeline to his career after he couldn't actually continue over in Italy. And he has definitely hit the ground running for Brentford. I want to give you guys some assists and goal stats here for Christian Eriksen. Nothing seriously, nothing serious in terms of in-depth. Maybe next time I talk Brentford, I'll try to go a bit more in-depth in what Christian Eriksen has done so far for the team. That'll be very good. He got 1 goal and 1 assist so far in the Premier League in 5 matches. But he has done a lot more in terms of through balls and passes and everything, man. Just linking up play. So give it up to Christian Eriksen, the former Inter and Tottenham man. So those are my players to watch. Ismail Assar and Christian Eriksen. Guys, we're still heating up. We're only heating up right about now. We got a long way to go. So in terms of notes, let's just move over to the players here. Chuko Hernandez, one of the brighter players this season for Watford, would be out of this match, while Nicholas Nkulu is out injured again, and Quadoba, recovering from an injury, is about 50% ready. In terms of Brentford and their player status here, Frank Onyeka is out, Pontus Janssen is back from illness, and Josh De Silva remains out with another injury. So, in terms of the latest here, Mbeumo aiming to match Waddle's feat. Bryan Mbeumo has provided an assist in each of his last 3 Premier League appearances for Brentford, 4 in total. The only player in Premier League history who has assisted in 4 consecutive Premier League appearances for a promoted side is Chris Waddle in April 1997 for Sunderland. After picking up just 4 points in an 11-match run between December and February, 1 win, 1 draw, 9 losses, Brentford have won 4 of their last 5 Premier League matches, losing 1. They are now looking to win 3 in a row in the top flight for the first time since September of 1946. Impressive stuff by Thomas Frank's men. Roy Hodgson is aiming for his first home points as Watford manager after 4 defeats in a row. The last manager to lose his first 5 home matches in charge at a club was Chris Ramsey with Queen's Park Rangers in 2015. Brentford's Ivan Toney has been involved in 10 goals in his last 8 Premier League appearances, 8 goals and 2 assists. Only Spurs duo Harry Kane, 15, and Son Heung-min, 13, have been involved in more goals in 2022 so far. So, look, expect Ivan Toney and Christian Eriksen to link up if they both feature and to give Brentford the edge in this game. So, guys, in terms of the ref here, Simon Hooper would be in charge. And my prediction for this game, guys, I don't see no other result in this London derby here but a Brentford win. They've been in very, very good form. You heard the record here for Roy Hodgson at home. 4 losses on the bounce. And I think Brentford are going to make it a 5th and continue surging towards a 40-point mark because they have done well. They've practically saved their season across the last 5 games where they have won 4 out of 5, 36 points. 3 points would take them up to 39, and that's definitely safety. Unassailable by the likes of Burnley, Watford, and Norwich down in the bottom of the table there in the relegation zone. So, look, for Watford, if they do manage to pick up a win here, they would go above Burnley if Burnley failed to pick up points in their game. So, it's a big game. It is a big game. They could get closer to Everton, and if Everton don't get points, and Watford could still be in the hunt, but they need to win football games. They have 1 win in their last 5. That is not good enough. That is not good enough. The other teams with that record is Burnley, Norwich, Southampton, no wins in their last 5. Aston Villa, they have a Brighton, they have company, but some of those teams are outside the relegation zone. Watford, in my opinion, have been a disgrace this season in terms of the way they treated their managers. Because with 22 points on board, I think Xisco Munoz would have got more points than this by now. In my opinion, I think when they sacked him, it was a bit too early, and they hired another manager and sacked him too, and so it's like they hire and sack so many managers that we can't keep track of the managers that they hire and fire. That's how crazy it is. It's nuts. You see what I'm saying? It is nuts. But I'm gonna go for Brentford to win this game. They've been playing some good football, man. Ivan Toney, Eriksson, and Buemo. The likes of Norgard, Janelt in the midfield. These guys have been playing some good-ass football. Defense look very, very, very stellar. Big up to the boy, Ethan Pinnock, man. He deserves a lot of credit, Jamaican international. He's been fit and ever-present in the Brentford team. And he will be playing Premier League football next season. For sure. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the chat. Would definitely appreciate that. So, in terms of the home team, Watford, who are 19th with 22 points, their next game will be against Manchester City at the Etihad. And you could say that one is a loss for Watford already. You don't want to count your chickens before they hatch, but, if you check the Watford City record, it's a dismal one for Watford. So, as for Brentford, upcoming game, I think they got another London derby. Yep, they got another one coming up against Tottenham before they do face Man United at Old Trafford. So, Brentford definitely will be back in the league next season, without a doubt. What are your thoughts, guys? So, what we got? Aaron Guy, Dom, big game Saturday. Indeed, man, indeed. We had a taste of it last Sunday. Phil Jones says, still think you guys would win the quadruple Jordan. Angel Abel, let me see. Java have failed to score against City this season. You're talking trash. All right. Big up to the Lego dude. Who else in here right now, man? Michael Olapido, Pocharo, Marcelo Flores. Bro, I don't know everything, bro. Who is Marcelo Flores? Seriously, pardon me, but I don't know who Marcelo Flores is, man. Who is that? Marcelo Flores? Yeah, I'm not aware of that. Seriously, I'm not aware who that is. Marcelo Flores? Never heard that name in my life. That's a youngster. Okay, you're talking about the young... Okay, he's a young Arsenal player from Canada. Yeah, I never heard of this guy in my life, man. It's the first time. Canadian, English, and Mexican. Never heard of him. Never heard of him. And I'm glad he's a youngster, though, because, I was going to be like, whoa, who the hell is this? Is this somebody who I'm supposed to actually know? Nope, it's not. Lego dude, I think Roy Hodgson is going to get sacked in a few weeks. I won't be surprised, man. I really won't be surprised, you know what I mean? Look, for a second there, while talking about Watford, I forgot who they had hired after the sack Xisco Munoz, and I'm now remembering it was Claudio Ranieri. Oh, my God. Can't believe I forgot that, man. Yeah, I was running a blank there. So that's one game down. Let us move on to the next one. So the next game that we have to talk about, guys, that's going to be the game. Let me see if I could find that game. Southampton versus Arsenal. Let's talk about that one. Let's talk about that one. So I'm going for Brentford to defeat Watford there. All right. So let's talk. Let's continue here. Guys, I don't know what it is though, but my allergies are like acting up again though, you know what I mean? I'm like really, stuffy. My nose are like, I'm sneezing and stuff, so bear with me if I have to sneeze or anything, guys, you know what I mean? I've been up since what? I gotta wake up a little bit earlier these days, about 4:15 a.m. I took a couple naps here and there during the day, but not enough, man. Not enough rest at all. So let's continue. Let's talk. Southampton versus Arsenal, guys. And in terms of their last game, Southampton got smashed by Chelsea 6-0. They were hoping that doesn't happen again in this game. And Arsenal lost to Brighton and Hove Albion 2-1. In terms of their last meeting, Arsenal defeated Southampton 3-0. The previous match, a 3-1 win for the Gunners as well. But before that, Southampton had a very good record, a very good run against Arsenal, where in the previous 8 matches, right, 1 FA Cup game that they won, and 7 Premier League matches, they only lost 3 times against Arsenal, picked up 3 draws, and won a game. In 2018, 3-2. So they, they have a decent recent record against the Gunners, man. So in terms of the all-time record there, 45 matches played. They have never won an away game. 7 total wins have all come at home. Arsenal with 25 wins, and 13 games have ended in a draw. So you can see the most recent meetings right there between the two teams in the league, and you can see the form guide coming into the game there, where none of these teams are in form. Not Arsenal, not Southampton. Arsenal do have 2 wins in their last 5, but Southampton, they have been definitely struggling, and you can see Southampton dropping down in the league table as well, while for Arsenal, they're also dropping in the league table and are looking like they might just miss out on that Champions League spot to their rivals, Tottenham Hotspur. So, look, in terms of the two managers, Hasenhüttl versus Mikel Arteta, this will be the 6th meet in between the two managers. Arteta have 3 wins, 1 draw, and a loss. Hasenhüttl with the opposite of that result. Well, 8 matches total against Arsenal, 2 wins, 2 draws, and 4 losses for Hasenhüttl. And Mikel Arteta, 3 wins, a draw, and a loss to Southampton. So, not bad if you ask me, man. In terms of players to watch, for Southampton, guys, I'm going to go with James Ward-Prowse. He didn't have the best of game in the big loss against Chelsea. But, he's a player that's been around, seen it. He's been there for the 9-0 drubbings, and, he's seen it all, you know what I mean? So, I expect him to most likely bounce back in this game against Arsenal and maybe help Southampton to get something out of the match. If James Ward-Prowse does have a good game, we know Southampton might get a good result. For Arsenal, the player identified is Martin Odegaard. In the last game against Brighton, he fought back well, got a goal, and could have, earned Arsenal a point. And like Ward-Prowse, if Martin Odegaard plays well and he's unsung in the game, then, Arsenal would get the service that they need to get those goals. So, James Ward-Prowse and Martin Odegaard, these midfield maestros, are my players to watch. In terms of the player availability here, guys, Armando Broja will be back after missing the game against his parent club, Chelsea. And we see Shane Long. He's subject to a fitness test. And Alex McCarthy is getting closer to full fitness. But it remains whether he would be the number 1 keeper again, or would Hasenhüttl continue with Fraser Forster. Brazilian centre-back Lianco is back in training as well, but is most likely, not to feature. For Arsenal, Takehiro Tomiyasu, it's 25%, not ready to really start. Probably, subject to a fitness test as well. Kieran Tierney and Thomas Partey remains out of action. So, in terms of the latest and the greatest here, guys, can Lacazette maintain his deadly Saints record? Arsenal's Alexander Lacazette has been involved in 7 goals in his last 6 Premier League appearances against Southampton, 5 goals and 2 assists. Indeed, he has been involved in more goals against Saints than he has against any other side in the competition. Southampton have scored first in 7 of their last 11 Premier League meetings with Arsenal, but have only gone on to win 1 of those matches, drawing 3 and losing 3. Arsenal have lost just 1 of their last 12 matches against Southampton, winning 7, drawing 4, and are looking to complete their first league double over the Saints since the 2016-17 season. Southampton have both scored and conceded 19 different Premier League in 19 different Premier League matches this season, with only West Ham 20 doing so more often. Conversely, this term only matches featuring Wolverhampton Wanderers 10 have resulted in both teams scoring less often than encounters involving Arsenal 11. So Peter Banks would be in charge of this game, and when it comes to the prediction here for this match, guys, Arsenal are not in good form right now. Both teams are coming off of losses, and this is a game where Arsenal definitely have to respond. You know what I mean? They lost their last 2 Premier League games, and they could be really falling out of this top 4 race where they're now 3 points behind Tottenham, but with a game in hand. So this is the game in hand that they actually have to win, and then the North London derby would then be the decider for who gets top 4. And for Southampton, they absolutely need a reply. They need to respond from the last few games that they have really, flunked out in, man. So 6-0 against Chelsea, that's not good enough. No wins in their last 5 games. That's 4 losses and a draw. Southampton need to bounce back. And for some strange reason, guys, I have a feeling they're going to pick up a draw in this game against Arsenal. Another setback for the Gunners. I think this is indeed going to be another setback. Don't think they'll lose the game, but Southampton would frustrate them enough to pick up a point. But I have to say, if there's going to be a win on the day, it will be Arsenal. But my prediction will be a 1-1 draw here. A 1-1 draw. I think Arsenal are missing Partey. They're missing Tierney. They're missing Tomiyasu. And these are players that actually help them to get where they're at right now in the league. At 5th. Recently at 4th. But I think, Arsenal's top 4 chances are dwindling by the match. So it's up to them. It's up to them. Their destiny is indeed in their own hands. And it's really up to them to get a win and go level with Tottenham here on points. And in terms of the goal difference, Arsenal would indeed go back to 4th. So a win is a must here for the Gunners. But I don't think they're going to do it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat, man. Do appreciate everybody in here right now. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the live stream. In terms of Southampton, they do face Burnley at Turf Moor next before they have a South Coast derby against Brighton and Hove Albion. As for the Gunners, what do their upcoming fixtures look like? They got some tough games. And when I say tough, I mean tough as nails. They do have to face Chelsea in a London derby. Man United in a big clash. West Ham in a London derby. Leeds United, Tottenham, Newcastle, Everton. They have a tough run in for the rest of the season. Look, if Arsenal do get top 4, it would indeed be a magnificent run until May the 22nd. So that's my thoughts. Let me know yours in the chat. Big up to everybody in here right about now, man. The boy Michael Talks Football is in the house. Mike, did you touch down in America yet? I think I saw you. You said you came off the plane or something. So, welcome, bro. Welcome to the country. Welcome to the country. Maybe one day I'll visit Finland, man. Maybe one day, never. Yeah, I don't know about Finland, though, but I would love to visit other places in the world, you know what I mean? So, look, 2-1 to Southampton, says Mike. I think the wheels are falling off for Arsenal. Big up to King Huddle in the house. Who else we got in here, man? Elias Abs, 2-1 to Arsenal. Back in my team. Okay. Nice. Mike said he's touchdown in America. Welcome, bro. Welcome, man. Just visit in the summer. Not the winter, right? Too cold? Yeah, I won't mind the experience. I won't mind the experience at all. So, guys, we're going to keep it moving. And we talked Arsenal, which means we do have to talk Spurs. Tottenham versus Brighton. This is a tricky game, but I got my mind made up in terms of who I think is going to take this one. So, let's talk. Let us talk, man. Let us talk. Guys, I don't know why I'm a little bit under the weather right now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Oh, man. I hope everything's okay with me. Because I was good and then the sniffles, man, all of a sudden. So, in terms of Tottenham, they're coming off of a 4-0 win against Aston Villa. And Brighton, a 2-1 win against Arsenal. So, Brighton are playing these rivals in back-to-back games. Could they manage to beat both of them? It's going to be a tough task, but they're capable of doing it because in their last 10, they have 2 wins against Spurs, guys. If you take a look at the record here, Brighton do have 2 wins in 9 versus Spurs. Spurs are 6 wins. 1 game between these teams have ended in a draw. And all these games date back to maybe about 2017-18 when Brighton first got promoted to the league. So Brighton, 2 wins and a draw. Most favorable results they picked up against Spurs. But the other games have all ended in Tottenham wins, including a 4th round FA Cup match this season in February. So they have met twice already this season. To be exact, they have met twice in 2022, and as recent as March 16th, and this is April 14th, not May. A month ago they met, and Spurs won the game 2-0. In that game, Christian Romero scored his first Tottenham goal, and Harry Kane picked up his 12th. So, look, I got to talk about this game. I think I know where this one is heading, but, you know, I have to preview the match. So, Antonio Conte, in 4 matches against Brighton, never lost a game. 2 matches against Potter, never lost a game. And Potter, you know, of course, never won against Conte, but do have 2 wins in 6 against Spurs. In terms of players to watch here, for me, I'm going to go in with a trio of Kane, Son, and Dejan Kulusevski. These guys are on absolute fire, man. Like Lloyd Banks. Only true hip-hop heads would understand what I'm talking about, though. So, for Brighton and Hove Albion, I'm going to go with one of their best players, Leandro Trossard. If he does have a good game, he's one of the more clinical players in front of goal. Brighton maybe could squeeze out something from this one. In terms of the player availability here, let's just take a look at the squad. So, for Tottenham, Jaffa Tanganga remains out. Matt Dougherty is one of the new casualties. Ollie Skip remains out. And Ryan Sessegnon is fit again. So, 1 fullback out and 1 back in the team. For Brighton, only Jakob Moder is listed as out for the rest of the season. The squad is very, very fit right now. So, Graham Potter don't have no excuses not to go to Spurs and get something out of the game, you know what I mean? He got a lot of options right now. He's been rotating. He's been trying new things in terms of formation. And who knows, man? It could just be his day. You see what I mean? In terms of insights, what's the latest and greatest here? Kulusevski targeting best ever assist start. Since Dejan Kulusevski's first Premier League start for Tottenham in February, no player has more Premier League assists than the Swede. 6. Level with Harry Kane. This is insane. Kulusevski could become the first player to assist 7 goals in his first 10 Premier League starts, with 6 currently the joint most. Spurs have won all 4 of their Premier League matches against Brighton and Hove Albion. Only against AFC, home matches, right? Home matches. Only against Bournemouth, 5 out of 5, do they have a better such 100% record in the competition. Brighton won 2-1 at Arsenal last week. The only team in Premier League history to win away at both Arsenal and Spurs in consecutive Premier League matches are Hull City in October 2008. So it's only been done once. Could Brighton do it? Each of Brighton's last 3 Premier League victories have come away from home. Meanwhile, the Seagulls are unbeaten in all 5 of their league encounters in London this season. 2 wins, 3 draws. The last remain unbeaten in the capital across a full league campaign in the 2016-17 season, while they never managed to do so when playing at least 5 such contests. So when they did it, they were in the championship though. So just keep that one in mind. So Craig Parson would be in charge of this game. And in terms of my prediction for the third match that we are previewing today, guys, Tottenham are in imperious form. I know Brighton, got back on track with a win against Arsenal after a spree of losses. I think they're going to lose again. Spurs are unstoppable right about now. Simply unstoppable. It's going to take a very good performance to stop them. Let's just put it out there. Let's just, as cliche as it may sound, it is going to take a very, very good performance to stop them. And they do have Brighton, Brentford, Leicester. Who's going to stop them? Is it going to be Liverpool? Is it going to be Arsenal? Because these are the only 2 teams left in their remaining fixtures that I think could stop Spurs' surge right now. Burnley and Norwich won't stop him, in my opinion. Neither will Leicester, Brentford, nor Brighton. And it sets up the season very, very nicely, because if Spurs go into the Liverpool game in great form, winning form, and lose that game, listen, man, you might as well, why win all those previous games to go to lose to Liverpool and Arsenal? You see what I'm saying? So I think there's something special in store for Tottenham, man. You know what I mean? I think there might be something special in store. Maybe as a City fan, I'm hoping that. Maybe that's what I'm hoping for. And that's what we might just get. But in this game, guys, look, even though Brighton are a tough team to break down at times, and they could be very, very good going forward. They pass the ball very well and everything, and can be a goal threat. They're not the most clinical team. You see what I'm saying? They do not score a ton load of goals. And the form that Spurs have been in, imperious, majestic. See what I'm saying? Makes you think imperial majesty. They've been performing really, really well, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go for Spurs to win this game, 2-0, a clean sheet for Hugo Lloris here. And they've been defending. Their defense has definitely looked a lot better in recent times, because look, in the last, go back to the Brighton game, 4 matches, they've scored a ton load of goals, and 14 goals to be exact, and only conceded twice across the run of 4 games. You see what I mean? So give it up to Conte Spurs for really bouncing back after that inconsistent run they had there. Losing to Manchester United and, losing to Middlesbrough, losing to Burnley. But they've been scoring a lot of goals, though. They scored 5 against Everton, 4 against Leeds. They've been scoring a ton load of goals. So they don't have a problem in that department. But, it's their consistency that was a problem. But I'm going to go for them to win the game. So they will continue moving up, holding on to the top 4 spot, in my opinion, even if Arsenal do go on to win their game. So Let's give it up for the Lily Whites of Tottenham Hotspurs. So, in terms of their next game, guys, I did mention they will come up against Brentford in the London Derby. Brentford have done well in London Derbies this season, so they do have to be very, very careful. And in terms of Brighton and Hove Albion, their next game will be against Manchester City next week. The 20th, Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. I would love to do a watch along, but let's see how it goes, man. My wife's supposed to be off that day. Pick up her parents from the airport and things, so I don't know. I don't know what time they're coming in, but if they're coming in the night, I'll definitely do something for that game when I get off of work. So stay tuned. So what are your thoughts, guys? Do appreciate everybody in here right about now. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button. Let's get the stream up to 100 likes. If you're watching a replay right now, man, like up the thing. We got 23 likes so far. We're doing well. We've been live for 35 minutes, 36 now. We're not doing too bad. And with that being said, big up to the boy King Haddle. Spurs have now scored 43 goals in Conte's first 20 games. It's 47 in 21 now. So only two managers have presided over more goals in the Premier League history in the first 20 games. Well done, well done. Hot chili in the house. Big up to the boy Michael Olapido. Who else we got in here? Eagle-eyed Nate, Crystal Palace fan. Okay. All right. Lovely. Nice to see that in here, man. Who else we got in here? Adnan, Son, and Kulusevski are on fire. Indeed, indeed, indeed. So, yeah. All right, let's do this. Let's continue, man. Let's continue. Big up to Abel in the house. Nice to see you in here. And we're going to keep it moving, guys. We're going to go into match 4. Definitely go into match 4 here. And that game will be the match between Manchester United and Norwich. Over in the far right corner, we have Man United in the red trunks, and over in the left, we have Norwich in the yellow trunks. Who's going to win? Ding, 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 ding. Round 1. Fight. So, Man United against Norwich. This is an interesting game because Norwich coming off of a 2-0 win over Burnley, and Man United are coming off of a loss, needing to a big response. They need a big response because it's been an embarrassing season for the Red Devils. Very laughable stuff. You see what I'm saying? You could call them Clown FC. You could call them Banter FC. Whatever you want to call them, man. Because it's all been for laughs this season. Just for laughs. You see what I mean? So they have to bounce back. What happened the last time Man United and Norwich met each other? So does Norwich have a chance against United? That's what I'm basically asking, guys. Because the last time they met each other, United only scraped to a 1-0 win at Carrow Road. Only a 1-0 win. Okay? Before that, they met in the FA Cup quarterfinals and it took them extra time. So in the last 2 games, United have definitely struggled against Norwich. Norwich in 2015 defeated United at Old Trafford 2-1, and that remains their only win across their last 10 games dating back to 2013. Okay, so in 19 all-time Premier League matches, Norwich have picked up 3 wins, 1 draw, and United with 15 wins. This would be the second time Ralph Rangnick is coming up against Dean Smith, 1 win. And second time against Norwich, 1 win. Dean Smith against United, 1 win in 6 and a draw, 4 losses. In terms of players to watch, guys, coming into this game for Man United, I chose to go with Cristiano Ronaldo. This is a small team they're coming up against, and if Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo and Sancho and them guys don't really show up in big games, best believe they show up in the smaller ones. You see what I'm saying? They tend to show up when it doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? Because it might be too late to even get a top 4 place. So Ronaldo might even get a hat trick. Who knows? He might not even play. But let's keep an eye on Cristiano Ronaldo, man. You know what I mean? Let's see if he's going to smash any phones at the end of the game this time around. In terms of Norwich, I'm going to go for Timo Pukki, where his name translates to GOAT in Finnish. So, and he does know how to finish as well. He did score in the last game. And for me, as a City fan, I'm hoping Timo Pukki scores a hat-trick. Come on, Pukki. Come on, Norwich. You guys could do it. In terms of notes, guys, and the squads for United, they do have an injury problem on their hands right now. Rafa Varane, better known as the gift that keeps on giving, is out. Scott McTominay, better known as, I don't even know what to call him, but he has no brains, basically. Fred has definitely been a more improved player this season. He would be out. Edinson Cavani would be out. And Fat Boy Luke Shaw out as well. In terms of Norwich, oh man, I actually did not do one of those for Norwich, but I didn't do one for Norwich, but I'll pull up the Norwich one right about now. That's a boo-boo. That is a boo-boo on my behalf there, but I got you, man. I got you, okay? I got you. You know, you got to know how to rebound. All right, Norwich do have a long injury list as well. So Plaheta is a doubt. Billy Gilmore is a doubt, recovering from injury. Josh Sargent is a doubt. We have Adam Ida and Andrew Omobamadeli. Those guys remain out. And Ozan Kabak remains out as well. So that's the injury list there for Norwich City. How you guys like that? How you guys like the rebound, man? You like the rebound, right? You like the recovery? I know. I know the boy nice with it. The boy real nice with it. So, look. Insights. What we got here? Pukki chasing Premier League goal scoring landmark. If Timo Pukki scores, he will be the first player to hit 10 plus goals in successive, Premier League seasons for Norwich City. Let's all take a toast, a toast to Timo Pukki and take a drink. The man is a GOAT. Manchester United have won 12 of their last 15 Premier League encounters, with Norwich losing 3. Winning each of their last 4 in a row against the Canaries. 5 of Man United's 8 home league 5 of Man United's 8 league defeats this season have come on Saturdays. Oh man, could happen again. Only in 2018-19 have the Red Devils lost more Premier League matches on a specific day of the week, 6 Sunday matches. Norwich head coach Dean Smith won 1-0 at Old Trafford earlier this season with Aston Villa. This will be the 8th time a manager has taken charge of 2 different clubs away at Man United in the same top flight campaign, with none of the previous 7 managing to win both visits. Could Dean Smith do it? It brings us to the prediction, man. Andy Modley would be in charge. And my prediction for this one, guys, look, as much as I do not like United and I predicted them to lose to Everton last week, and they did, I think they're going to bounce back against a Norwich team who are coming off of a win. So United have to be very careful against this Norwich team. They really, they do have something to play for still. They could fight. If they win all their remaining games, they might just survive because they have 21 points, 7 games to go. That's 21 points. They'll end with 42, and I'm pretty sure if you pick up 42 points, you're staying up. So Norwich have all to play for. And if they go out there, they're on point, they could definitely defeat the Red Devils. They need to channel their inner Liverpool or their inner Manchester City, teams that have managed to beat United already this season. You know what I mean? Channel their inner Watford. Who else have beaten United? Everton. Many teams have beaten United this season. But you guys get the point. But I think United are going to be too much. As I mentioned, Bruno Fernandes loves to play against these smaller teams. And Jadon Sancho could show up, Rashford and these guys. And I don't think Norwich's attack would be potent enough to break down even a lackluster defense that Man United got. So I'm going to go for United to win the game. 3-1. Maybe a Cristiano Ronaldo hat-trick. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Paul Pogba back in the team. Who knows what we'll see. But, look. All I have to say, if United do drop points, I'll be a happy man. But I'm going for them to win the game. So, let me know your thoughts in the chat, guys. Yeah, see, I'm fair. You know what I mean? I'm fair. Even though I don't like you, I'm still going to be fair to you. You see what I mean? Man United do have Newcastle. That's Norwich. Norwich do have Newcastle coming up next, and then Aston Villa, followed by West Ham. So they do have games that they could actually win. You know what I mean? Leicester, Wolves, Tottenham. They got winnable games. I'm not saying they're gonna win the games. I'm just saying it's a possibility. Excuse me, guys. The first sneeze. In terms of Manchester United, guys. Their next game is coming up next Tuesday at 3 p.m. local time. I'm going to do a watch-along. My first Liverpool-Manchester United watch-along on the channel. Make sure you tune into that one. There'll be a lot of watch-alongs on the Twitch and YouTube, Twitter, wherever you see people doing watch-alongs, Facebook, wherever. Make sure to show up to mine. It's going to be the most entertaining one. Guaranteed. Okay? Big up to the boy, Hewitt Duncan in the house, man. Nice to see you. And guys, let me know your prediction in the chat. Do appreciate it, man. So, like up the video if you haven't yet done so as well. I think we're doing very, very well in terms of time and the live stream. And we are about to just, get into these last two Premier League previews. So, let's talk Newcastle versus Leicester City. And then we have one more. And then we're going to get into the FA Cup matches. So we have West Ham, Burnley. So, look, I do have a special guest to bring on to talk the FA Cup games. So, not until I'm done with the Premier League matches, the guest is going to come on. So, guest, if you're watching right now, get yourself ready. When I'm done with these two Premier League previews, I would like to have you jump on to talk the FA Cup. You know what I'm saying? So, look, I got my FA Cup predictions, guys. Make up your minds and have yours ready because we will get into the FA Cup very, very, very soon. So, look, Newcastle, Leicester City here. Let's start Newcastle, Leicester. Newcastle 1, Wolves 0 in their last game. Leicester 2, Crystal Palace 1. And Leicester have also defeated PSV Eindhoven in the Europa Conference League 2-1 today to move into the semi-final of that competition. So, congratulations to Leicester. They will come up against Jose Mourinho's Roma starting from Thursday the 28th of April. Second leg on May the 5th. So, all the best to our Premier League team, Leicester City. Okay? Hope you go on to win that competition, man, and qualify for the Europa League via the Conference League. That'll be awesome. So, let's start Newcastle-Leicester, man. What happened the last time these teams met each other? Well, Leicester actually destroyed Newcastle 4-0. And the previous game, Newcastle scored 4 against Leicester. Leicester only got 2. So, the winner of the last 2 meetings between these teams have both scored 4 goals. You know what I mean? So, Newcastle do have some success against Leicester. 3 wins in their last 10 meetings. But Leicester with 7 wins. So, there's been no draws in the last 10 games between these teams. And expect something very, very entertaining in this one. So, 29 total games, 12 wins apiece, 5 draws, and we could have a separator here in terms of the head-to-head between Newcastle and Leicester City. So, in terms of players I'm moving a little bit too fast, though. In terms of the managers, Eddie Howe coming up against Brendan Rodgers here. So, for Eddie Howe, this would be his 9th game against Brendan Rodgers. He does have 6 losses and 2 wins. No draws between these two managers. And against Leicester, Eddie Howe only managed to pick up 3 wins, 6 draws, but 8 losses. And against Newcastle, Brendan Rodgers do have 8 wins, 3 draws, and 5 L's. Players to watch, Newcastle. Brazilian international Bruno Guimaraes has definitely blended in well with the team. Started with a few cameos off the bench, but has slowly been integrated and been starting a lot of games, and has definitely helped Newcastle to be in the position that they're in right now. And that position is 15th place with 34 points. Only 6 points needed from their last 7 games. It's safe to say that Newcastle will be a Premier League team next season with a big fat purse to spend in the summer. Let's just keep that one in mind. In terms of Leicester City, their breakout player for the season, Keenan Dewsbury Hall, was on absolute fire in the previous match against Crystal Palace, and he featured in the Europa Conference League match as well, and I expect him to turn out here against Newcastle. So one thing that we have to keep in mind is a fatigue factor coming into this game. For Leicester, play today. Newcastle's been resting all week, and they do have the advantage going into this game in terms of the home advantage and having more rest. But Leicester, I think, have been used to this all season. You see what I mean? And they do have a very deep squad, and a lot of their players are, a few players are out, but the squad is deep enough, I think, that they rotated and they will rotate again for this game. But in terms of the player availability here, let's just click on that, the squads. Callum Wilson for Newcastle, Isaac Hayden, Kieran Trippier, Ryan Fraser, and Jamal Lewis all ruled out, while Joe Willock is a doubt. That's a lot of players out, man. That is a lot of players out, and I think, that could be an Achilles heel for a Newcastle team coming up against a stronger opposition here in terms of Leicester. For Leicester, they have Jamie Vardy out, Ryan Bertrand, Danny Ward, and Wilfred Ndidi, with Boubakary Soumaré a doubt for this game, subject to a fitness test. So, in terms of, did you know, latest here, Leicester look to equal their away win record at Newcastle. Leicester have won each of the last 5 Premier League away matches at Newcastle United. In their league history, only at Leyton Orient have they won more consecutively on the road, 6 between 1925 and 1980. Newcastle have won each of their last 4 Premier League home matches, as many as they had in their previous 24 at St James's Park, 11 draws and 9 losses. They last won 5 in a row at home in March of 2019. Leicester's James Maddison has been involved in 5 goals in 6 Premier League appearances against Newcastle, 3 goals and 2 assists. Against no side has he been involved in more in the competition. Chris Wood scored Newcastle's winner at Wolverhampton Wanderers last time out, and is looking to score in consecutive Premier League matches for the first time since joining the Magpies. Wood has scored 4 Premier League goals against his former side Leicester, only netting more against West Ham United 7 and Wolves 6. Jared Gillett will be in charge of this game, and in terms of my prediction for this one, guys, look, I have a good feeling about Brendan Rodgers' Leicester City going into this game. They're on a good streak right about now, coming off of the win against Crystal Palace, playing against PSV, picking up that win as well, and their form has definitely improved. Unbeaten in their last 3 Premier League matches, and if you factor in the Europa Conference League games as well, that's 5 games unbeaten in all competitions. So let's give it to Leicester. You see what I'm saying? Let's give it up to Leicester. And even though they've been rather inconsistent this season, they have definitely pulled things back. And the run that they're coming off of right now is a win to Brentford, a draw against United, draw to PSV, beating Crystal Palace, and beating PSV. So coming up against Newcastle, I think Newcastle's not an overly strong team right now with all the injury problems that they're having and they're dealing with. So I have Leicester as the favorite here. As I mentioned, they do have a very, very deep squad, and they could rotate, even with the likes of Jamie Vardy out. You still have Harvey Barnes. You got Madison, Tillemans. You got Lookman. You have Perez. You have the Patson Daka. You see what I mean? So Keenan Dewsbury Hall's playing well these days. Ihe Nacho. They do have the attacking prowess, and their fullbacks, capable of scoring goals in Castagna and Ricardo Pereira, James Justin coming into the fray. This Leicester team is very, very deep. It is deep. You know what I'm saying? And I expect them to go out there and get a victory once again at St. James's Park. 2-1 to Leicester, in my opinion. I think Newcastle is fine. They've done enough. They could afford to slip up here and there right now. They've done enough to survive. They've really done enough to survive. But I don't think they're going to win this game. Really don't think they will. You know what I'm saying? And for Leicester, they do have Johnny Evans fit again. They have the likes of Soyuncu, Justin, as I mentioned, Fofana. The team is deep. Vestergaard, Luke Thomas playing some good football as well. Team is very, very deep. And I could only see one team winning on the day, and that's Leicester City. So let me know your prediction in the chat, guys. We'll definitely appreciate that. So in terms of Leicester in their next game, they do come up against Everton. Everton needs to get points. So, that's a very important game there. Then they do face Aston Villa. Then the Conference League semi-final match against AS Roma. As for their opponent, Newcastle United. So, just so you know, Leicester in 9th right now with 40 points. They have hit the 40-point mark. The only way they could get European football, in my opinion, is via the Conference League, so they would need to win that. And Newcastle are 15th with 34 points. So if they do win the game, they would come within 3 points of Leicester City, which would be nuts if you really think about it, considering the position that Newcastle were in. So Newcastle with only 2 wins out of their last 5 games. They need to continue picking up points, but I don't think they're going to get any in this game. So their next match would be against Crystal Palace. Then they do face Norwich, Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, and Burnley. So they need to beat Burnley, beat Norwich, get something against Palace, because I don't think they get anything against the other teams. Maybe Arsenal, you never know, but not against City or Liverpool, in my opinion. So I think they'll survive. I think Newcastle will be good, just good enough. Let me know your predictions in the chat, guys. We got one more game to preview before we get into the FA Cup fixtures. So let me know your thoughts. Appreciate 87 people in here right about now. Big up to Chelsea Perspective. Big up to Matip, Phil Jones, Jordan Heim, and everybody in here, man. Julian in the house. How are you doing? How's everybody doing? Guys, let us get into the last game. And then we go into FA Cup. And that one is West Ham United versus Burnley. So West Ham versus Burnley. We're not going to spend a super long time on this one, but I like to say congratulations to West Ham United for making their first European semi-final since 1976, where they will face Eintracht Frankfurt. And ironically, back in 1976, Frankfurt was a team they faced as well. That's what I heard from the commentator, though. So I didn't actually fact check that one, but I believe it, man. I believe it. So look, West Ham 3, Olympic Lyon 0. And in their previous Premier League game, they lost it 2-0 to Brentford. And for Burnley, they're coming off of a loss against Norwich. So two teams coming off of Premier League losses, but West Ham bouncing back in their Europa League quarterfinal second leg affair there. So in terms of the last meeting between these two teams, West Ham versus Burnley, the Claret and Blue Derby, what did we have earlier this season? So we had a 0-0 draw at Turf Moor. And that was only one of 2 draws across the last 10 matches between these two teams. Guys, this game could go any way because, look, Burnley have picked up 4 wins against West Ham across the last 10 games dating back to 2017. The year I started the channel, okay? So you have 4 wins and 2 draws. Probability very high to walk away with something from this for Burnley. Very, very high probability in my opinion here. So let's just keep that one in mind when we factor in our predictions. So in terms of players I'm jumping again. The managers. Let's start the managers. David Moyes against Sean Dyche. This will be the 10th meeting. Moyes have only beaten Dyche twice, 3 draws and 4 L's, while Dyche has 4 wins, 3 draws, and only lost twice against David Moyes. Against West Ham, 4 wins, 3 draws, 9 losses. And for David Moyes against Burnley, 4 wins, 3 draws, and 7 losses. So both teams haven't really done well against the oppositions. So just keep that one in mind as well. So we have 18th place Burnley coming up against 6th place West Ham, still in the Europa League. Just made it to the semi-final. Guys, take your picks, man. This one is going to be a good one. West Ham coming off of a tough fixture. Very fatigued. The match against who was that they just played against? They lost Brentford. We saw the fatigue kick in. They got beaten after the first leg against Lyon. Could Burnley actually pounced on that situation right now? Because West Ham's squad is not the deepest in terms of the players that they utilize. They use the same bunch of players all the time. You know what I mean? They rotate amongst like 4 or 5 players. You know what I mean? So, and with a couple defenders injured right now, it could be even more of an uphill battle for West Ham United. So, in terms of the squads, for West Ham, Kurt Zouma and Angelo Agbana are out. Those are the only 2 players for now. More players could pop up injured, you know what I mean? But for now, those are the only 2. And for Burnley, Ben Mee, Eric Peters, and Johan Berg Gudmundsson remain out. In terms of the latest here, and big up to my guests. I could see my guests waiting in the wings there, you know what I mean? About to chop it up in terms of the FA Cup. And we are on point, you know what I mean? I just plan to do 1 hour by myself and then take the next maybe 30 minutes or so to hit up the FA Cup, and we call it a day. I don't plan to stay here all night. You see what I mean? So I would love to be here all night with y'all. I love y'all, but you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I gotta rest. So will Burnley enjoy another successful trip to West Ham? Burnley have won 2 of their last 4 Premier League trips to West Ham, as many as they had in their previous 21 league visits to Upton Park or the London Stadium, joined 4 and losing 15. West Ham have earned 25 points from their last 27 available in home matches against sides in the relegation zone, winning 8, drawing 1 and losing none. Winning each of their last 6. Their last such defeat was against Newcastle United in December of 2017. The Hammers have scored 51 goals from 135 shots on target in the Premier League this season, 37.8%, with only Chelsea 38.1% converting a higher share of their attempts on target so far this term. Mikel Antonio has scored in each of West Ham's last 3 Premier League. Well, Mikel Antonio has scored each of West Ham's last 3 Premier League goals against Burnley, and he does need a goal. So, if he scores against Burnley, that will do a lot of good for his confidence. However, he hasn't scored in his last 12 Premier League matches. His longest drought since a 14-match run between March and November of 2018. Paul Tierney would be in charge of this game. And guys, in terms of my prediction for this one, look, man, I think, Burnley needed a result. They picked up a win against Everton, but when I thought they were going to beat Norwich, they had a setback. I think they're going to bounce back here, and I think they're going to get a draw from this game. West Ham, very fatigued coming off of that game against Lyon, and I think it's going to be an uphill battle for them. And we've seen that in West Ham this season. We've seen a bit of inconsistency, and we've seen them drop out of the top 4 race as well. They're not far off, but with 2 games played more than Arsenal and 1 more than Tottenham, they're not catching them. 3 losses in their last 5, they're not catching them. And I could see them drawing this one. They might even lose the game as well. But I'm going to go for a high-scoring 2-2 draw, where I could see Maxwell Cornet and Jared Bowen getting into the mix. Those are my players to watch, but I actually forgot to mention the player to watch segment. But Jared Bowen on fire this season. Maxwell Cornet, the same. He was a former Lyon player, so he would want to come out against West Ham and say, hey man, you beat up my old team. Take this. Take this. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. 2-2 draw. I think that's a good assessment, and I'm going to leave it right there. In terms of sixth place, West Ham, the next game would be against Chelsea. Then they face Eintracht Frankfurt in the semi-final of the Europa League. And for Burnley, listen, they have another more serious prospect on their hands here. 18th in the league, 4-point gap between themselves and Everton, and they need to win every remaining match. Almost every remaining game to survive. Southampton coming up next. They do have Wolves, Watford, Aston Villa, Tottenham, Aston Villa again, and they round it off against Newcastle. It's doable, but it seems like Burnley might be going down. Guys, that's my preview for the Premier League matches coming up this weekend. Thank you very much for listening. Make sure you like the video, and we're going to have a guest coming on right now. It's a man who has not been on the channel for a while, but we know him very well. And he goes by the name Ryan LFC. Ryan, you're muted, so make sure you unmute yourself so we could chop it up, bro. How are you doing?
Good evening, and thank you very much for that name. Still remember it up to today you give me that name, so appreciate it.
Yeah, a lot of people might not actually know these things, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people might not know that. I've helped a couple people with their names because that's something that you always find difficult to come up with on YouTube, something catchy. So when you were trying to get a name, I'm like, bro, it's easy, man. You're a Liverpool fan, big Liverpool fan, Ryan LFC, easy.
And it
And it's
worked. It worked.
exactly. It's been no looking back ever since. I think you prefer to, I think it's a better look to be called Ryan LFC than Ryan JFF. You know what I'm saying?
Don't go there, bro. Don't go there. So how
Um,
you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm a little, my allergies acting up right about now, but apart from that, I'm just chilling, man. You know what I mean? Putting in the work, doing my thing, staying consistent. You know what I mean? Enjoying the football as usual. How about yourself?
Listen, I have to give thanks. Family alright. Me is okay, enjoying life at this moment. And it's just a blessing. I'm really looking forward to see this preview.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So, without further ado, Ryan, we are definitely gonna get into this FA Cup preview, and I'm gonna pull the FA Cup fixtures up on the screen, and we are gonna get into that. We have two FA Cup games to talk about. We have Liverpool coming up against Manchester City, and we have Chelsea facing Crystal Palace. But before we do get into these FA Cup games, Ryan, I did ask you to write down your Premier League predictions for the weekend matches. Do you have anything for us in terms of the Premier League predictions?
No, not really, but um big up to West Ham. Big up to West Ham. They look like they can make it to the Champions League next year. You know what I mean? They are a very difficult team to beat at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Frankfurt beating FC Barcelona. You know, them getting a lot of confidence from that game. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be between West Ham and Frankfurt. But West Ham, I think West Ham coming off of the Europa League, they find it really difficult to play the Sunday Thursday football. And their squad is not deep enough. But they still have a chance to make it to the top four. So I think they're going to get in that confident beating Leon, a massive team like Leon in the Europa League. They're at home. I think they're going to beat Burnley. I think West Ham going to beat Burnley
Okay,
by
okay.
2-1.
What you think about United this season, bro?
Bro. We United, one of the biggest mistakes United made this season is to bringing back Cristiano Ronaldo at Old Trafford. Too many ego in that dressing room. Too many players bigger than the past manager and now the present manager. Man United not going nowhere. No matter who Man United get as coach. Yeah? They're going to always be United. Have some good player, but when you have so much ego in the dressing room, it's going to be difficult for any coach coming in United at this moment. But they still have good player, but they belongs to where they belongs, right down there at 8th place, 7th place. And I hope them can drop in the conference league.
That'd be crazy, right? Do you know Cristiano Ronaldo has never played Europa League football before?
Yeah,
Never. And he could be not could, if he remains a Man United player next season, he is going to be playing Conference League or Europa League for the very first time in his career. And that would be crazy when you really think about it, you know what I'm saying? I think that would be a new low.
mm. But what do you think about United? What's go wrong for them?
Everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? They don't look too bad on paper, but they never really had a good coach, and they never had a good manager, as I should say, manager coach. And as you mentioned, when you have players bigger than the coach, you're gonna always have a problem. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna always have a problem with the egos in the team. You have Paul Pogba and you have Fernandes coming in. You have Ronaldo. You have Maguire. You have Varane. You got Cavani. The list goes on, man. You see what I'm saying? And the team is just not balanced. You see what I'm saying? And I wish for nothing else but this. What's happening to United? This is what I want. I want them to be in the bottom half of the table. If I had it my way. So I'm very happy for what I'm seeing right now, bro. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely, both of us running England right now. Both of us team playing as a team, as a unit. And if the new coach coming in at Man United, if he cannot get them to do that, I think they're going to have problem with this coach, with the players. If they don't keep a meeting and say, listen, give the coach all finance, say, give the coach that responsibility. Just like Manchester City, big owner, big ego, but they pay someone to do the job. Pep Guardiola, and definitely you see they leave Pep Guardiola to do him stuff. He call the shots. Same thing with Liverpool.
Klopp.
And
Exactly, because these managers command the respect. You see what I'm saying? They don't demand respect, you know. You automatically gotta respect them because of their track record and just, their presence in the dressing room and everything. So I think if Pep got players like a Ronaldo or Pogba and everything, who knows what he could get out of those players. So guys, if you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the live stream. Ryan, we're gonna get into the first one, and let us talk Chelsea Crystal Palace. But before we actually talk about the FA Cup game, man, Chelsea, man, what are your thoughts on Chelsea failing to beat you in the Carabao Cup final, getting knocked out of the Champions League a couple of days ago after coming back into the tie 3-0 and then giving up 2 goals, and the whole situation, the Lukaku situation. What are your thoughts on Chelsea?
I think you have to give Chelsea a lot of credit this season, especially in the last couple weeks of the Russian thing. I think that kind of really affect the football club on a whole. To have so many bad energy coming out of the football club. We have to remember these players are human beings and it will definitely affect them no matter how professional they are. It will definitely affect them. But you have to give them credit against Real Madrid. They put in a very good ship against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. Unfortunate, some of the them scored probably roughly 2 goal and offside. But think Chelsea inconsistent up front when it come on to goal scoring. They lack that goal scorer. We're going to give them 20 plus goal a season. And from Diego Casca leave Chelsea, they haven't find back a striker. We're going to give them that cutting edge up top. But I'm telling you this, Dominic. If Liverpool score 3 goals against Real Madrid or Manchester City score 3 goals against Real Madrid, there's no way Real Madrid coming back in that tie. Yes, you have to give Real Madrid a lot of credit. Didn't have the best second leg. But I think Chelsea, oh my God, the amount of chance that Chelsea create in that game is just unfortunate. They play well. They play well for the defending champion and
Yeah,
last to Real Madrid. It's not a bad look. It's not a bad look, but scoring 3 goals away from home. No, man. You have to win that, man. You have to win that. No matter,
exactly.
you have to win that. But as me say, Real Madrid have some very good player who can hurt you. And this is what Liverpool and City have. It's not an individual thing, it's a team performance. And you can see that against Real Madrid. Although Real Madrid has been playing great this season, but it come back down to individual, where coming up on the big moment like a Karim Benzema with that pass from Luka Modric. What a brilliant pass.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
you know what I mean? Liverpool, and this is why Liverpool and Man City is dominate right now in Europe because of they play as a team, not a one-man team, and everybody playing to the coach instruction. One big man in the team, and it's Pep Guardiola and City and Liverpool. So everybody have to. But I think with the money that Chelsea spent with Kai Havertz and all of these players last summer, and then this summer them spend 100 million on Raman Lukaku. I'm saying, bro, you spend 100 million on a player. Make it work. Try everything for it work. And yeah, I know Raman Lukaku do something wrong, flirting with Inter Milan, all of them stuff. But I don't know, man. This guy, I don't know if he can be trusted or what. 100 million somebody pay for you, and then
Yeah.
you come in
That
on
was
national
yeah,
TV.
that
Try.
was very stupid though. That was like the dumbest thing I've seen in a long time because he should have never done that interview though. That interview mess up everything, man. When you do something for someone or you bring someone in your camp and then they go and talk about the other team that they were playing for. It just leaves a bad taste in your mouth where you don't even want them in the team no more. And I think it got to that point where Tuchel doesn't even start him. You see what I'm saying? He could be fit as a fiddle. He's still on the bench. And it does affect him when he go on the field as well. So I think that has also affected Chelsea's season.
And not only
And
Dominic, before you move on, he also criticized the coach when him say the coach something have to change. Style
yeah,
of play, something you can't do that, bro. You know what I mean? So Raman,
because he feel he's bigger than the coach. That is why.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He coming off of a great season with Inter. He does play well for Belgium. So he coming in for big money. Chelsea coming back for him. So he's up in he feel big, you know what I'm saying? And it has backfired. It's gonna take a lot to turn that around if he remains at the club next season though. Look, what do you think of Patrick Vieira and the job he has done so far at Crystal Palace?
Wonderful. Wonderful. If Patrick Vieira was a white man, a lot of people will be pissed off hearing this, but I don't care. If he was a white man, he get that job at Arsenal Football Club. He get it. Easy as that. Easy as
That is a huge statement, Ryan, and I don't even think you need to elaborate on that. That's a huge statement, and it's a great point. It's a great point. But let's
man
see.
has learned at Manchester City, man. This man has
Let
learned at Manchester City, went to the MLS and
Yeah,
coaching about 2 to 3 teams. So him have the experience, and to see him at Crystal Palace. Remember, bro, right what's him take over, and as so many players run out of contract at Crystal Palace,
yeah,
and
true,
so
true.
many old player, and him bring in player, and you see the style of play, you see the system. Chelsea better be careful, especially they play that 120 minutes. But Patrick Vieira, class coach, man. I'm only going to get better. So this is a proof that he can manage to coaching the big league. So hopefully Arsenal will definitely get rid of Arteta and give him that chance.
So you think that is inevitable? You think that would happen eventually?
He's a legend, and you know what I mean. Arsenal
Yeah,
definitely call for him.
that's true. That's true. That's true. Well, in terms of Chelsea versus Crystal Palace here, Chelsea coming off of a 3-2 win over Real Madrid and a 6-0 win over Southampton. Crystal Palace coming off of a 2-1 loss to Leicester City. In terms of these teams, the last meeting was in the Premier League where Chelsea won a goal to nil. And Ryan, Chelsea have won the last 9 meetings between these two teams. Where Crystal Palace last win against Chelsea came in 2017, a 2-1 win at Selhurst Park. One FA Cup match between these teams. Chelsea have definitely won that game, and that was a 4-1 win. And in terms of when that game was played, you have to go back all the way. You got to go back a bit. You got to go back all the way to the 69-70 season for that win here for Chelsea in the FA Cup. That was a 5th round FA Cup tie. So these teams rarely meet in the FA Cup, and they will be meeting at Wembley here in a semi-final affair. So I went in with in terms of players to watch here, Ryan. For Chelsea, I'm gonna go with Mason Mount. What player do you identify from Chelsea that could affect this game, in your opinion, to take Chelsea to the final?
I think Timo Werner, scoring that goal in Madrid, going to give him a lot of confidence. Play good against Southampton. I think Timo Werner. I think a lot of Chelsea fans underestimate him, and I think him
I
picking.
don't. I think Chelsea fans have backed up Timo Werner, but he hasn't really scored a lot of goals, and now they would feel like it's justified that they have actually backed him up because he scored against Southampton, scored against Real Madrid. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's a good pick though. That's a very good pick in my opinion. And for Crystal Palace, I'm gonna go with Wilf Zaha. When Zaha is playing well for Palace, they get results. And I would actually love to see Zaha. He was linked with a move to Bayern Munich before. I would have loved to see a move like that for Zaha, though. See what I mean? And I think he was linked to Arsenal before. I would have loved to see Zaha at like one of those Champions League clubs because I think he played some. He's a top player, man. Just needs to work on his temperament a little bit more. But he's definitely a player that makes things tick at Crystal Palace. Who do you have in mind? Same player or you have another player?
No, Jordan I, top quality player. I think he will
Are
definitely.
you?
Yeah, Jordan I.
Okay.
Number
That's a weird pick in my opinion.
Bro, he always come up with the goal, bro. He always come up with the goal when he come on to big game.
Well, he doesn't score that often. I think he has like 3 goals or one couple goals in his last 50 appearances in our competitions. But he's a player that's been around and has experience and everything. So I understand what you're saying, but it's I wasn't expecting you to say Jordan Ayew. I
Yeah,
really wasn't. Another thing too is what a situation here that affects Crystal Palace is the fact that Conor Gallagher is a Chelsea loanee and he won't be able to feature here against his parent club. So I think that would be a very, very, very big setback for Crystal Palace here. They also have Will Hughes, Tyreek Mitchell, and Michael Olise at 50% fitness here. So these guys are a doubt. And for Chelsea, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Ben Chilwell, Ross Barkley, and Lukaku might all miss out on this game here, Ryan. So I have something before you give your verdict on who you think would win. We have some insights here, some pre-match insights. And Chelsea have won each of their last 9 fixtures with Crystal Palace, all coming in the Premier League. In the club's history, they've enjoyed 5 separate instances of 10 plus successive wins against an opponent. Most recently, a run of 11 versus Brighton between 1967 and 2019. Crystal Palace and Chelsea have both progressed from two of the four previous FA Cup ties between the sides, with this their first clash in the competition since the round 5 in 1975-1976, and the Eagles won 3 goals to 2. Um, I don't know. That might be contrasting results here because one website has some another thing, but doesn't really matter there. But in terms of some more insights here, Chelsea have lost each of their last two FA Cup London derbies, both coming against Arsenal in 2017 and the 2020 final. In fact, each of the Blues' last six such losses in the competition have come at the hands of the Gunners, remaining unbeaten in the other 10 London derby games before that 2017 final, winning 8 and drawing 2. Chelsea are set to appear in their 26th FA Cup semi-final, with only Arsenal and Manchester United 30 each appearing in more. 50% of these appearances have come since the turn of the new millennium 13, at least three more times than any other side over that time frame. Crystal Palace have progressed to the final of the FA Cup on two of the last three occasions they've been in the final four, most recently in 2015-16. This is their sixth appearance at this stage, though they are only one of the remaining sides never to win the competition. So, Ryan, with that being said, who do you have winning this game? What are your thoughts on the match? What do you think would happen? Do you think the Champions League game would have any effect on this? What are your thoughts?
I think Chelsea have to win this game, have to advance to the final. That would have been the third final for Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea to be in space of roughly 2 years. But this Crystal Palace team, fresh, hungry, it's a FA Cup, anything can happen. But the quality with Chelsea have going forward and at the back, I think Chelsea start to pick up form at the right time. I think Chelsea going to do good for this Palace team, but I wouldn't root off Palace. You know what I mean? I think it's a London game. It's going to be tight. It's going to be close. But I will definitely go with Chelsea to pick Chelsea to be in the final after that disappointed loss or knocked out of the Champions League quarterfinal.
Yeah, well said. I'm also going for a Chelsea win, 2 goals to 1 here. I think Crystal Palace would give them a fight, but Chelsea got like too much quality in my opinion in a game like this. And seeing their record against Crystal Palace, the recent record, they have won their last 9 games against them. So even though it's a cup match, none of those games have been cup games anyway. But this one is a cup match. It could be, it could go anyway. But I have Chelsea winning this because you mentioned the disappointment of getting knocked out of the Champions League. You also have to factor in the disappointment of the Carabao Cup loss. They have had success this season winning the Super Cup and winning the Club World Cup. So that's some, silverware they picked up this season. I made a joke earlier, maybe a few weeks ago, and I said, yeah, Chelsea going to make the final of the FA Cup. But best believe that they won't win it because you have one of City or Liverpool facing them in that final. They're not winning it. You know what I mean? So if you want to take that as an early prediction, go right ahead. But I'm going to go for Chelsea over Palace for the final. But look, man, anything could happen. But I think with Michael Olise not being 100%, I think Conor Gallagher out of the team. Will Hughes, another influential midfielder there, not 100% fit. I think it might be a bit too much for the likes of Zaha and Ayew and Edward and, Mateta to do. You see? So I'm going to go for Chelsea to win this game. I just think they'll have too much firepower, man. And players are ticking. Werner, Havertz, You have Pulisic has a statement to make after missing some chances in the last couple of games. Ziyech, so I'm gonna go for Chelsea. So guys, let me know your thoughts in a chat. Do appreciate it. Make sure y'all like up the video. Ryan, thanks for your thoughts on all of that to the build up for the big one, massive one. Let's change gears right now. Let's change gears. I hope you've been saving the energy for this one. And I mean, Manchester City versus Liverpool in the semi-final of the FA Cup at Wembley. Both teams coming off of Champions League progression into the semi-finals, and they're on a collision course to meet in the final. Liverpool 3, Benfica 3, Man City 0, Atletico Madrid 0. The last Premier League game was between each other, a 2-2 draw. Ryan, first and foremost, the previous game ended in a 2-2 draw as well. So I don't even need to look anything up. Everything is in the head. What are your thoughts on the meetings so far this season between City and Liverpool? Do you think that you're lucky not to lose both of them, or you think what are your thoughts?
All right, let's start back with the one at Anfield, the 2-2 draw. I think City lucky they get away with the points. They were lucky they get away with the points. But I think that's one of the best game watch for a long time. End-to-end stuff, both team clinical on the day. And I think it's tough. Two good team, two good manager. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy when both team play each other in the Premier League. And as I said, it's not a possibility. It's a must. Liverpool and Manchester City will be in the Champions League final. So we'll make that statement there earlier. But the second game, Bridget, I'm telling you this. I was so disappointed not getting the 3 points.
Really?
But I appreciate I get the points from the game. You know why? You said that first half, City was physical. They win the first ball. They win the second ball. They bully us. Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, they give us problem in that first half. And if City clinical enough, easily, Liverpool could under 4-0 in that first half. But the second half, where Liverpool start to win the first ball, start to more physical, start to get more close to this Manchester City team. Don't allow them to play. Don't allow them to get too many space to run in and too many space on the ball. And I think we do that very well in the second half. And this is why the second half go where Liverpool were dominating the second half. Unfortunate, when it reached the last 15 to 20 minutes in the game, both teams feel like no one want to lose. So we're going to second for a draw. But, sometimes in life, you have to give thanks because we have a poor record going to the Etihad. The last time we beat Manchester City at the Etihad in the Premier League is 2017. Before that, another Champions League we beat them with Mohamed Salah and all of these stuff. So, difficult place to go and get 3 points at the Etihad. But this game, I'm telling you now, brother, Liverpool have beat Manchester City.
Bro, you should have lost that game at the Etihad, though. With that Mahrez chance, you should have lost. You should have
How many
lost.
times Mahrez are going to do this?
And then the Sterling had a couple of chances. It was, I think we were a bit unlucky on the day though, with the offside as well. You know what I'm saying?
Lucky Liverpool play on that.
Nah, nah. Liverpool doesn't have anything to do with that, bro.
What?
Bro, if Sterling was a millisecond, just hold back his run just
Dominic,
a little bit more. Listen.
Dominic,
You're
how many
beaten.
times City scoring how many times Chelsea scoring at the Carabao Cup final? Offside.
Yeah, I know, but that is
them.
also why I'm calling for personally. I think with the VAR decision, that line should have some type of tolerance, man. It should have some type of tolerance, and you should give the the attacker a bit of a leeway, like something, a benefit of the doubt, because that line can never be perfect. You see what I'm saying? The only how, let me tell you, the only how you could have something perfect is if the players' clothes, like the shoes and the clothes, and they wearing some kind of device that you will be able to track where their body is. If one body is ahead of the other body, that is the only way you could be 100% correct. And it's like you're playing like FIFA. It's correct in FIFA because it's a game. You see what I'm saying? But in real life, it is not correct. Lukaku probably should have scored a goal in the final. You know what I mean? Sterling goals should have probably stood. Liverpool had many goals chalked off because of close offsides like that too. So I'm not only saying because of City, but you guys should have actually lost that game. And I
Diego
think
should
I
go with
think
the two cheat up.
so bro, you were very, very lucky not to lose that game. I'm surprised you disappointed that you didn't win.
Yeah, disappointed because I believe that if we did win that game, everything will be in our hand. The game was there for the taking.
That
You know?
is true.
So that's what I was disappointed, not getting the cheap points. But
You know what we did? This is what we did. This bottle is a trophy, and we dangled it in front of your face like this, and you didn't take it. You didn't take it. But look, Ryan, just to move ahead. We have a big game coming up this week, right? Both of us are in the Champions League. All right, you won the Carabao Cup this season already. I know you're happy about that. You talk a lot of shit about the Carabao Cup every year when Man City
in that,
won it.
no, sir.
Yes, you did. And now you won it. It's the biggest trophy. Okay, I understand. I'm happy for you guys. You won a trophy. All right, you won a trophy this season. It's you know what I mean? It's a good thing. You have an opportunity to add three more trophies to that. And it comes to the Champions League. You progressed against Benfica. I think Benfica played well. And if they were a bit more clinical, it could have been a different result. But you guys did what you had to do, and you got the job done. What you think are your chances of winning the Champions League this season? Because you could face one of Real Madrid or Manchester City, but you got to get past Villarreal. Start with Villarreal. You think you're going to get past the Yellow Submarine? And do you think you'll get past one of City or Real Madrid? There is a chance, I know. But how do you feel about your chances in the Champions League?
I think big up to Unai Emery, one of the best cup manager for a long, long time, both in the Champions League and the Europa League. You have to give Seville a lot of credit to beat Bayern Munich
You
in the
mean Villarreal?
yeah, they beat Bayern Munich in the first leg.
No, you said Seville because he did pull off
Oh,
the Europa League wins with Sevilla. I know
oh
why
yeah,
you
oh,
said.
I said Seville. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So big up to Villarreal. I think very good team. Win the Europa League last season. A lot of people taking them for granted. They have a lot of experience both in Europe. The coach have a lot of experience. Coach big team, Paris Saint-Germain, coach Arsenal. So they have a lot of experience in that team, but it's going to be difficult. But I have no problem. Liverpool going to get you in this semi-final, in this final easily. We are going to beat Seville.
You mean?
Yeah, we're going to beat
I think you're a bit. I think you're a bit nervous here, man. I think you're a
no,
bit nervous.
man, you
You
happen
know,
to
look,
the
you
yellow submarine, bro.
you underestimate your opponents so much that you're forgetting their names, and your opponents are not gonna like that. They're gonna handle business. I won't mind Villarreal in the final. I
We
won't mind them.
are gonna beat them, brother. I think you know that too.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best draw this Liverpool for get. Yeah, Rabbit them, bro.
Uh-huh.
Liverpool club won't make this Villarreal team beat us.
So
You know,
you think so what do you think about the City Real Madrid tie? You think we're gonna beat Real Madrid?
tell you already. If it was Liverpool or Manchester City play Real Madrid would have get knocked out of the Champions League. That's how good both teams are. City
So
and Liverpool
uh,
Champions League final. And get
so what you're saying, right? When come May, you and I gonna be doing a preview of City, Liverpool, Champions League final. All right. Enough said. Enough said. Enough said. All right.
And
So
you will get beat in the final.
so we
You know,
get beat. So you're claiming a 7 Champions League title already.
yeah, the name depend it already.
All
Liverpool
right.
7.
Congratulations in advance, though. You
Thank
know
you
what I'm
very much.
saying?
Thank
I'm
you
gonna
very
play. I'll play the underdog role because I don't want to talk up our chances too much, and then we lose, and then you know what I mean. I look bad. But look, this segues nicely into this FA Cup clash coming up this weekend. Both teams exerted a lot in the game last Sunday, and what I realized that Klopp did is Klopp completely rest his big boys in that Benfica game at Anfield, which already tells me there is already an indication that Jurgen Klopp is coming full strength this Saturday, with maybe the only player might get rested might be Allison. But I have a feeling that because Allison is a goalkeeper and he doesn't really do a lot like the outfield players, he might be playing too. You know, so in terms of the 11 here, in my opinion, and I want to hear what you think, I think Klopp's going all out. You see what I'm saying? And when I say all out, I mean Mo Salah, Mane, Jota. Or the fact that Firmino played so well in that game, Firmino could well start that game as well against Manchester City. You see? Jordan Henderson played in the middle of the week, which I have a feeling that Henderson will not feature from the start this weekend, and Klopp might go in with something different. But the midfield, I think, is up in the air. But I know it's going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold, Robertson. Those players are rested. And I actually have those players as my players to watch because they're so good going forward. But of course, we know that Achilles' heel is in defense when they desert their positions and they leave Liverpool pretty much open for a counter attack. And I think Van Dijk and Matip are going to come in. Whether Klopp gives Quivine Kelleher the start is up in question. I don't know what he's going to do in terms of that. But I could see Klopp playing a very, very strong 11. What are your thoughts on the potential 11 that could face Manchester City in this semi-final of the FA Cup?
It's going to be a good level. I hope Klopp get it right going forward. The front three, you have to get that spot on. You understand? You have to get that spot on. With Manchester City, it's a possibility no Kevin De Bruyne, and it's a possibility you're not going to see Kyle Walker. So that playing Liverpool hand already. So Pep probably have to change up. Remember, City have the harder draw, City play hard against Liverpool in the Premier League. Travel all the way in Atletico Madrid, then come back, then have to travel, go to Wembley. What heap of flight for Manchester City, while Liverpool are already in England. As you guys see, we're a 7 player. City yet to get the best of Liverpool this season, and I think it coming right on Saturday. But starting lineup, I think you're right. Trent Alexander-Arnold, fantastic going forward. And Dominic, I hope you start to give the man the respect and stop when you're making a combine level, you're putting Kyle Walker. Who knows Kyle Walker, bro?
I put Kyle Walker in the last 11, bro. I put João Cancelo, bro.
You know which level?
In the last combined 11, I put
Over
Cancelo above.
Trent?
Of course.
Why?
Because Cancelo is a better all-round right back.
No, Dominic.
Defensively and going forward, combined. A more complete package.
No.
Trent Alexander-Arnold going forward, yes, is very good.
Trent is
But
the
in
best right back in
defense,
the world, Bridging. Oh, you
well, that is,
cannot have the best
look,
right back in the world.
bro, I'm not gonna go into a debate with you. That is your opinion.
No, bro, stop.
My opinion is
No, what I'm
he's.
Bridging. If Trent born in Argentina or born in Germany or one of them teams, or France, we would have thought different thing about Trent Alexander-Arnold. What is
Hell to the
you
no.
going
It
for?
doesn't matter where he born, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
I'm not factoring any of that. Look,
Damn,
look, I'm
damn,
not let me tell you something what I'm not going to do right now.
damn.
This is
Change
what I'm not
is going on and
okay.
it's right back in the world.
And as I mentioned, this is your opinion. What I'm not going to do right now is waste any time talking about Trent and his defending ability because the defending ability is not there with the attacking ability. And we all know this. There's an imbalance there.
What
There's an
imbalance? Man?
imbalance.
He has different much
Bro,
than when a lot of people.
yeah, he does have good moments,
No good.
but
I mean, this season has been consistent.
when Jesus scored that goal, who was not picking him up?
No,
No, answer the question. Who whose fault was it?
Jesus coming in from him blind side, Virgin. Him coming in
Bro,
peeling back from him blind side.
who was marking him?
Trent. But
Exactly. That's all I'm saying, bro.
when a man
Let
take
it-
on your blind side, the man
Look,
Chen from him blind side.
that is all I'm saying. I'm not gonna argue about Trent. All I'm saying he's very good going forward. We gotta keep an eye on him. And along with Robertson, their link up play is very, very important in the way Liverpool plays. But because they're always so forward thinking, it does leave Liverpool open for the counter. That's all I'm saying. And look, in terms of City's players here, definitely Kevin De Bruyne and Kyle Walker are big doubts because the very combative game against Atletico Madrid, something had to give in that shithouse affair where the game ended in a 0-0 draw, a lot of fighting, you know what I mean? A lot of it was just a very, very tough game of football. And Manchester City show their versatility where, you know, they could adapt to the style of the opposition as well. You see,
Yeah.
where if you don't go on and blow them out the park, you could still grind out a 0-0 draw. And I like that the team did that and went on to the semis. But you know, in life they say something does have to give. And maybe in order for us to win the Champions League, we might have to relinquish the FA Cup. Maybe that's what it is because we put out such an effort. We couldn't have afforded. This is why Liverpool had the advantage coming into this game is because they had a 3-1 lead against Benfica. Klopp made 7 changes or so, and I'm like, look at this. Look at this. This dude just made 7 changes to the team that coming in off the Man City match, and we couldn't afford to make many changes because if we had played a weaker team here against Atleti, would not be in the Champions League anymore. You see what I'm saying?
Damn,
And
I want to say something. Just finish up your point.
yeah, and you know, we coming into this game, and I'm mentioning the players: Kevin De Bruyne, Kyle Walker. These guys are very, very important. Look, Kyle Walker, if he doesn't play, it is whatever. You know what I'm saying? But Kevin De Bruyne would if he indeed does not feature, would be a huge miss for City. Someone would need to step into his role and play that role seamlessly, and that's gonna be very, very, very difficult to do here. Yeah, what's your point you're trying to
Well,
make?
I am so happy, right, of that City game. You know when Liverpool play against, no, in Liverpool, the English team play against Spanish team.
Mm-hmm.
All what Manchester City did yesterday against Atletico Madrid, that that's what Atletico Madrid normally do to the English team then.
Yep.
And you have to give Manchester City a lot of credit because normally Manchester City would have lose that game. They would have bullied them. They have get so many experience. They are learning, and trust me, enough far away from them winning the Champions League. It's a sign. It's a sign when you see them going semi-final, final, them getting there. Chelsea have them ups and down, and it's just a matter of time for them to win it. But I glad how Manchester City deal with Atletico Madrid. I don't like a bone Not this magic. They're a
Yeah,
dirty team, Virgin. They are dirty.
yeah.
They,
And you know how Simeone would have acted if he had won that time, man. You know?
you remember the man run down Anfield and take off.
Yep.
I go out with a bag of thing, bro. Like, come
Oh
on, bro.
yeah, he won the last group game he played. You guys, he won, right?
No, remember the knockout game, man? Where
Oh
them
no,
like
I'm thinking the game against is I think it's a
Man United,
United game I'm thinking
Man
about.
United beating that.
Yeah, they stoned him and he ran away. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. So
Yeah,
yeah, if you really think about it, look at what they did to United. You see what I'm saying? Look at what they did to you that season. They took the game to extra time and they beat you. You see, so they were looking to just pull off another shit house of a win and laugh at the English teams, but we
yeah,
got the better of them, man.
again, bro. I'm telling you.
That is one team that Liverpool don't like, bro. You guys don't like Atletico Madrid at all. But wait, weren't you were in the same group with them this season, weren't you?
Yeah, Liverpool is the first English team to win 6 Champions League group stage game. No,
Yeah, yeah,
game away from home this season. Yeah, so that's good. Impressive.
yeah. I can't. What did they do when they came to Anfield? I can't remember
Oh, Alex
everything.
Madrid,
Yeah.
bro, before the game, Diego Simeone had talked about, oh, Anfield is nothing and all of this. Virgin, the man them beat with Adrian give her the thing. About 2 to 3.
No, I'm talking about didn't you guys have them in your group this season?
Yeah, them they did not know better them, man. We beat them. We beat them.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what happened in that game. That's why.
We beat them
But
at the
look,
away and beat them at home.
Ryan, you got your revenge on Atleti. Yeah, 2-0 at Anfield. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 2-0 at Anfield. And 3-2 at the Wanda Metropolitano there. So good. Good on you. You got your revenge, you know what I'm saying? So it's a team you don't like to face, but you got the better of them. So all this is the build up to this game. Man City versus Liverpool this weekend. We put out a lot in that game against Atleti. We put out a lot in that game against you guys. But on the flip side, you didn't really put out much against Benfica. Even though you draw the game, it was a rotated team, you understand? You had the room to do that. And in terms of the game this weekend, look, Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp, Ryan, featured in 23 games, and they both have 9 wins, 5 draws. This could be a separator in terms of the two managers here. Look, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I don't feel good about this game simply because of the De Bruyne potential absence. And I think you guys have the advantage in
So it's
this
a one
match.
man team then.
It's not a one man team. It is not a one man team. It is a similar situation. For example, let us say you don't have Salah in this game. Like how in the final against Real Madrid when Salah got taken out early. Real Madrid destroyed you after that, right? So it's not a one man team, but as a unit, when you have a unit, Ryan, it's like a chain. If you have a unit and you take out a part, then the other parts do crumble. If you could put in another part, but that other part might be inferior, you see what I'm saying? And not hold up the other pieces properly. You see? So I think that's what De Bruyne is just a special player. I think De Bruyne is one of the true world class players in the fact that you could put him in any team. You could call a team and he would walk right into the team without any doubt. No questions at all asked. None.
Well, for the last 10 years?
No, I mean right now. Right now. I'm talking about teams right now, relevant right now. He walk into any team right now.
Yeah, definitely.
And not many players could do that. You see what I'm saying? Just a few players could do that. And you got to give him. Don't tell me Trent could do that, bro, because Trent can't even get into the England team.
Bro, change walk in any team right now.
The England team too?
Because Gary Southgate,
No, no, because Gareth Southgate me, bro. Don't.
That's okay, we know
No.
win, brother. In your
But
club.
that's just a joke, bro. That's just a joke. You don't need to go on the defense, man. That's just a
No, no,
joke.
no.
Just a
Yeah,
lot.
when your club say about Chen.
Klopp's always trying to defend Trent. That means that Klopp think there's something there. He's always on the
Well, it's
defense.
just I just English coach don't know nothing about football, brother. How can you have a
But
man where we can create chance anytime for you? You know much national team that want Chen Alexander-Arnold. But I love for him to come and play for reggae. But
Jamaica, yeah,
yeah,
and the USA. He's eligible for the USA.
yeah, I'm thinking father or somebody from USA.
Somebody. But look, Ryan, not to stray away from the point too much. In terms of my prediction for this game, though, I think the fact that we don't have De Bruyne, that's gonna affect us. And another thing too, I know, Pep's gonna play Zach Steffen in goal, and that's gonna be a problem. And the problem that we're gonna have with Zach Steffen in goal, we're not gonna have that outlet at the back. When you have Edison, you could pass the ball all the way to the back, and you won't have much of a problem. Edison could pick out another person and keep it moving. But with Steffen, you're not gonna get that. You see what I'm saying? You're not gonna have that confidence. You're not gonna have that aggressive keeper that's gonna be decisive and who's gonna come out and be confident and take on players and all of that. And I know Pep's gonna play Zach Steffen simply because Edison's been playing so many games. I know we're gonna see a couple changes. Kyle Walker won't play, so we're gonna see Nathan Ake playing. And Ake has been playing well lately. He came on against Atletico Madrid and he did well in the previous match. He's been playing well. So Ake is gonna play. I could see Ruben Diaz coming back in. Because he's fit again. I could see him coming back in. And it might be him and Laporte. And I could see Stones or maybe João Cancelo go out right back. But we might see a situation where Stones go out right back and João Cancelo at left back. The defensive part of the game, I think we're going to be good with the exception, the keeper. The keeper is going to be a problem. You see what I'm saying? With the way we play, the style of play. In the DM position, maybe he'll go in Fernandinho, I don't know. But De Bruyne would be a big miss. Whoever fits in the midfield, whether we play Gundogan and Bernardo Silva together with Rodri, these guys are going to have to step their game up big time. Whoever plays up top, Sterling, Grealish, Mahrez, Foden, Jesus, these guys are going to have to come up big. But I could see Liverpool coming into this game with the more settled 11, with the advantage, rest, and more confident. I could actually, I'm going to say this as a City fan. I'm going to go into this humbly, and if we do manage to turn around this prediction, great. I'm going to feel good, but I think we're losing this game. I think Liverpool's winning the game 2-1. And that's the thing about me. I'm not delusional. I'm not going to find some way to manufacture some type of hope that we're going to win the game because we have a talismanic player out. That's a big, big difference. No other player in the team is like De Bruyne. He's a standout player. He's a standout player, man, and I think it's a huge miss. It's a huge, huge miss. You guys will win this one. If we manage, let me tell you this. If we manage to beat you without De Bruyne, you know what I'm saying? You could, listen, you could kiss Champions League, you could kiss your treble and your quadruple goodbye because we're going to take it all, man. We're going to take it all because best believe if we get to the final, we're not losing it. But I'm going to give this one to you. I think you're going to get the better of us here. Your record recently is not that great against us. If you really go back to the last 10 matches, Ryan, Liverpool only got 2 wins in there. You see what I'm saying? There's been a lot of draws, but you only got 2 wins. So you haven't really beaten us outright for a long time. The 2 Champions League quarterfinals come to mind at that 3-1 win at Anfield when Salah, Mane, and Fabinho scored. So City, do play well against Liverpool. I don't, Liverpool could say they do play well against City because not many teams could actually say that. And it's just been two of the best teams in Europe this season and for the last 5 years, man. So give it up to both teams. What's your verdict on the game, Ryan? I know you gonna. I know. What am I even? I know every game you predict Liverpool to win. Every game, bro. Why?
No, it's not
Why?
a game, bro. This season I watch. That's not watch.
No, I haven't really been watching a lot of football content, bro. I'm honest
Liverpool
about that.
Benfica.
Yeah. Did you predict the draw for that game? You did?
3-3.
You predicted a 3-3 draw. Well, I must say, bro, you are a changed man.
Bro, you know, say I'm humble, bro. It's like the
You are a
experience.
changed man. That's good, bro. That's very good.
Mm.
That is very good, man. I like that.
You
I
know,
like that.
I'm telling you, say I get beat, yeah, I get whap, 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 whap.
Skilly bang. So, what are your thoughts on the game, bro? What are your thoughts on the game?
I always looking forward to see Liverpool and Manchester City play because I'll be honest with you, we can see some proper football play, some end-to-end stuff. No team not going to park the bus. Both manager want to win the game, and I'm really looking forward. I would love to watch 30 minutes of that game in the Premier League at Etihad, but see we're going to get it here again on Saturday. It's going to be a cracking one. FA Cup. Bernardo Silva, bro. Every single time this guy play against Liverpool, him, Phil Foden, and Kevin De Bruyne, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. And I think they're going to have a good game. Regardless of what, Dominic don't play in it. But regardless of what, when Gundogan step into it, he score goal from midfield. So I don't want the Liverpool fans to get carried away. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. But remember, always have this in mind. Manchester City, Jesus, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Mahrez, all of these players can hurt this Liverpool team. Especially Liverpool playing a high line. And you can see that City work on a lot of stuff. So here what Liverpool need to improve on to beat this Manchester City team. We need to get back in our old way where we play Manchester City, we're winning the first ball, we're winning the second ball, we close them down, we don't give them a lot of time, don't give them a lot of space, and we need to rough up this City team. I don't like what I see for Fabinho. The last game we play against City, City rough up us at the Etihad. We cannot afford, we cannot show City too many respect. We cannot allow them on the ball. We have to pressure them. Look when City have the ball against Liverpool. When they don't have the ball, look how them antagonize us to get it back. They don't make it easy. Don't make us play out of the back easy. No. So Liverpool have to come with them A game to beat this Manchester City team. No space, physical with them, throw them off the game. And I believe that we can come out victorious. And I think City has yet to see Liverpool at them best. But surely, this FA Cup game, you will see Liverpool at them best. And I hope he can give DS some minute on that belt because we see him play against Chelsea and he ripped them apart. So, especially if Kyle Walker not play, give him a chance. Give him a chance. But it's going to be tough. Diego Jota, we don't know if he's going to be featured in this game because of fitness and stuff. But we still have enough to beat this Manchester City team. Roberto Firmino coming into him and scored 2 goals against Benfica at Anfield. So, I'll be honest with you, we have a very good squad, especially up top. Could have said that 2 years ago, but give thanks to FSG to do the right thing. And hopefully, Liverpool don't lose anybody for the summer. Sure. I'm going to predict a Liverpool 2-1 victory.
So you predict 2 and I predict 2-1. You think it's gonna go to extra time, or you think within 90 minutes?
90 minutes. 90
Okay,
minutes. I don't
okay.
think City can manage another hard running game. You know,
Well,
especially this Liverpool team kind of look a bit more deeper, especially when you look at Liverpool bench. You have Jota, you have Jota Firmino or Diaz or Mane, depending upon who club I go start. Um, you have probably Thiago, you have Navigator, you have the Curtis, you have the Elliott, you know, you have
you're
Joel
looking good, but
Matip.
why you think why didn't the club play Curtis Jones or Elliott in that game against Benfica? Do you think he's losing trust in his younger players though, or he's
Yeah, I think
protecting them?
no, I think him kind of we really need to get the midfield balance up in the summer. We need to get two cracking midfielder. I think that's Liverpool weakness. You know what I mean? We kind of lose the touch from the midfield. Endesi haven't been great this season. Elliot it miss. We see him playing him in couple big Champions League game and him say, listen, he still have a lot of more work to do. Curtis, you know what I mean, inconsistent. You know them a young player bursting on the scene. So sometimes you're going to get that from a young player. You understand? And club realize that listen, they're not going to earn them A game every single week. You know, you have the killer Mbappe, you have special player where you're going to like a Phil Foden where fit where we're young but have a lot of experience. But I think our midfield in the summer, we need to sharpen up our midfield. Endesi getting in age, Thiago getting in age. I think we need to restructure our midfield. We need two top quality midfielders.
Yeah, that is what I did mention. I did mention that recently with a chat. I think I can't remember who I was. I think it was Mike and Doug I was talking to, and I said to them that you need a player, like that Kevin De Bruyne type player in the midfield. You know what I'm saying? A player that's gonna just have that effect on the game. That's just gonna and I think Thiago was brought in for that, but he hasn't really lived up to expectations. You know what I'm saying? So look, with that being said though, I think you're gonna actually I think you might actually go on to win the FA Cup if you get past Manchester City. So that'll be two in the bag. But in terms of the league, what you think? You think you guys have dropped, missed the opportunity to win the league there?
Yeah, based on my knowledge about the Premier League still, we have Man United come Tuesday and Saturday. We have Everton. I don't worry about the games, the big games that Liverpool have, but I think our opportunity to win the Premier League, it's kind of a little bit slim in my opinion because I know what Manchester City capability to do, win five, six,
Yeah,
8 on the bounce. And I think this is why I really disappointed when we play them. I believe we have a better chance. We have it in our hand. We
yeah.
will not have to depend on anybody. And I would love for us to beat you guys, but I think City in the I don't see where City going to dash away this Premier League. You know what I mean?
But
Liverpool will definitely win their match, but I just don't see nobody beating. Only team I see beating City is we, and we didn't do it, and it's all. But it's football. You never know what can happen.
yeah, anything could happen though. But you guys have a tough run, and I think the Everton United and Spurs game, even though it's at home, those games are gonna be tough. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be very, very, very tough. And we're gonna learn from next Tuesday, what really gonna happen though. And we know Man City have it in them to drop points. So, you know what I mean? But look, any way you put it, if Liverpool does go on to win a quadruple or a treble or whatever they do this season, it would still be a very, very good season. At least better than last year. It's an improvement on last year. And for Man City, they came out this year, they played at high levels again. You could see the continuity in the team, and you could just see progression in both teams. And they're looking good for next season again. Other teams would are having their work cut out for them in terms of catching up to City and Liverpool. You know what I mean? We all thought Chelsea was in the mix, but apparently they're not. You see what I'm saying? And with new owners coming in, it's no guarantee that they're gonna spend ridiculous amount of money like they did spend before. So we know Man City is gonna spend. We know Liverpool might spend on a midfielder. Divock Origi might leave. You might want to replace, that in that outgoing player, one or two outgoing players. So the rivalry will remain alive, man. That's a given. Once Klopp and Pep's in the league, and there's no indication that any one of these managers are leaving this year nor next year. I think Klopp's 2024. Pep might be 2023, and who knows, he might extend pretty soon. So it's been great, man. It's been great. It's been a great rivalry, and it's been a great chat as well. And we could go on and on and on, but we gotta land the plane here, though. You know what I mean? Definitely gotta land the plane. It was a good chat. I'll be happy if we do get the better Liverpool on Saturday. But when you really analyze it from a level-headed standpoint, and you know what's going on in terms of the build-up and the previous games, and you know the personnel, you see that Liverpool do have the advantage, because we had to really battle it out against Atleti. But if we manage to not lose to Liverpool in that Premier League game, not lose to Atleti, and we go and beat you on Saturday, oh man, there ain't nothing you could say about this team, man. You know what I'm saying? So, got to give it up to both sides, because we don't have the problems that Manchester United have right now, that Arsenal have right now. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that kind of problem. You see?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. But Ryan, it was nice having you on for the chat. Hopefully we do this again, because, we could potentially have a Champions League final, and we could chop it up about the rest of the title race as well that we have on our hands right about now. So, look, guys, I'm going to put a link to Ryan's channel in the description box. Let me actually do that right now as we speak. You could catch Ryan on YouTube. There's a lot of Jamaican content, Liverpool content. He's been around for a little while now. And, he's becoming a face, when it comes to his club, Liverpool. And especially for the Jamaican national team, he's one of the leaders in that subgenre there, in that niche. So give it up to Ryan. Ryan and I was doing, this preview thing a long time ago, and, we put out a lot of bangers in the past, you know what I mean? I've collabed with quite a few people, but Ryan is one of the people who I've collabed with the most times. We don't do it a lot these days, because we're both busy, but we're the one, we collab a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? When I look through my files and I'm like, why do I have so many pictures of this dude on my computer, man? You know what I mean? So it's been a while, man. It's been what, 3 years now? It's been 3 years, bro.
Yeah,
Time
bro. If you
flies.
look at my channel back and I see the collab them, bro, I see Dominic and my collab. Oh my.
Yeah, it's been a while, bro. It's been a long time, man. So, it's nice having you on again, bro. So Ryan, tell the people where they can find you, give you your final thoughts, and we're gonna keep it, we're gonna bounce out of here.
Yeah, people, you guys can find me at Ryan LFC. Very easy. RYAN and LFC. Just type it in on YouTube and you will definitely see Ryan LFC come up. On Twitter, Ryan LFC 13. Instagram, LFC Domination. Still have to remember, Dominic, give me that name too. LFC Domination. So that's where you guys can follow me, people. So check me out, people. I will be live tomorrow. It's going to be what 7:30 UK time tomorrow. And if you are in the Eastern time, it's going to be 2:30. Me and Dominic Rich going up again. So
2:30, bro. It gotta be a bit earlier. 1:30.
1:30.
Mm-hmm.
You leave work at 1:30.
Yeah, let's get that straight, bro. I leave work at 1 o'clock. We could do something at 1:30. I gotta drop my wife to work at 2:30, bro.
Oh,
Just get that, yeah. Get that, yeah.
I've changed the time.
It's good that we clarify that now, because if you're looking for me to come on at 2:30, bro, I'd be like, bro, it can't happen. You see what I mean?
No problems.
But we definitely do something. Definitely will do something tomorrow, because you know what I mean. we gotta do something for your channel as well. So, guys, thanks again for tuning in. 6 Premier League matches previewed, and of course, the 2 FA Cup semi-finals: Chelsea versus Palace, Man City versus Liverpool. Your boy Ryan LFC making a cameo. We brought the fire. He dropped his opinions, and it could have got more fiery, but I had to just throw some water on some of these things because I don't want to be here all day. I don't want to be arguing with Ryan over Trent and his can't defending ass and all of that. I can't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Ryan, I tell people I could run faster than Trent Alexander-Arnold, and they probably don't believe me, but I just have to prove myself, one day.
Oh my
And
God.
you laugh, and you probably say, "Oh, nah, this guy's joking. This guy ain't real, bro." Trent still have a lot of work to do, bro. I'm just telling you that, man. But we're gonna leave on that note. The Trent Alexander-Arnold thing would go on until he starts defending a lot better. But look, I'm your boy Dominic Rich, got Ryan LFC, and thanks for tuning in. Until next time, big up to everybody who came through. Big up to all of you, man. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to both the channels. And until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace.